Hello, fifth grade. I hope everyone is doing fine. I hope you're happy, healthy, and safe. And big shout out to Diana Torres Oliver. Great job with your hybrid. She's pretty much done. She actually is going to turn her backstory into, it's going to become more of a comic strip or an illustrated novel. More than the hybrid slash Pokemon card. So I love it, Diana. Good job. And because you're almost done, Diana, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to finish off the school year with. But let me go back to what we're over here, what we're doing. So guys, thank you. Quite a few others. For example, Ulysses turned in his hybrid creature sketches. Continue with the sketches, Ulysses. Sketch some of the animals on your list. And for those of you that have already drawn the hybrid creature and your habitat, try coloring the habitat, okay? And we'll leave it at that for now. Because again, guys, we want to close off the school year with this. But I also have to address the comments that a few students have made. So for example, Natasha Cortez, and I believe that it is Mariana Ibarra. You emailed me and said, Mr. Ruiz, we did this already. Mariana, you had not completed the project, as was the case with a few others. Your drawing was amazing. You were in the middle of, you were finishing the drawing in terms of the habitat. I believe you drew something that looked like a fox and a wolf combined. It was adorable. The mama, and I forgot the name, and this is one of the reasons I insist that you continue with the project. You drew the mom and a couple of puppies, and you were drawing a forest. You were drawing the forest, as I said, slash habitat. And ideally, you can draw something the likes of what it eats. And it can be plants. Or that's if it's a carnivore, then you can draw maybe a bunny in the background. But yes, let's draw its habitat and ideally what it eats, be it carnivorous, omnivorous, or herbivore. So again, and Tasha, again, you had also, to your credit, you had worked on 2 hybrids, and I love it. But again, you were not done, nor was Mariana. Thank you for being patient, but in reality, we had not finished with this project. So I'm trying my best to explain why it is that I didn't have a new project for you guys. Well, number one, it's difficult as it is with you guys in front of me, in terms of you guys not paying attention, but also it would be so much difficult. It would be so difficult for me to introduce a new project via YouTube and via Google Classroom. So for the record, thank you for being patient. And B, if you don't want to continue with this project, then let's move on to another. Now, I would like to finish off the school year with something I call a rebus. And I asked Miss Torres Oliver to research the word rebus. And if she researched the word rebus, she would find out that a rebus is basically a visual code. What do you mean, Mr. Ruiz? What do you mean a visual code? Well, number one, what does visual mean? Look, see. Okay, excuse me. To look, to see. And code is another way of saying, well, something secret. Something that can be secret, rather, or a pattern. Something secret or a pattern, or perhaps even a secret pattern. Now, how about this? So if I were to draw, well, give me 1 second. And this is for you. And thank you so much for being awesome, Miss Oliver. You've never given me any difficulty. Not that Mariana or Natasha are. It's just that, guys, I have a pretty good memory. I know I'm old and tired, but I still have a good memory of what we were doing in our classroom. And thank you for not complaining and you doing your work to the best of your ability. So, guys, I have cup. And give me a second, guys, okay? And some of you already know what I'm doing because, well, for example, I would imagine that Diana studied what a rebus is and maybe even what a rebus throughout history has been used for. So good job and continue the good work, guys, okay? It can be whatever flavor you want, but the important thing is that we understand what it is, okay? And remember, we always draw for representational, or rather, my aim is representational. That means you look at my drawing and you know that it's a picture of what, or a drawing of what, rather. What is this, guys? So I hope you approve. That is a cup plus cake, which equals what word, guys? Cupcake. It's that simple. It is literally that simple, guys. So now let's go back to something else. So give me 1 second, okay, guys? And let me go. I had something in mind. Sorry, it's just I had something in mind, but then I said no. Let me go with this. So give me 1 second, guys, okay? And some of you already know what I'm drawing because, well, you already know because you're so awesome. And you have something called a visual language. Okay, now what's a visual language? It's just another way of saying that your brain also understands symbols, because symbols communicate, and human beings have used symbols to communicate for, oh my gosh, I would imagine thousands of years. So guys, what do we have here? Cheese, or a block of cheese plus cake equals cheesecake. Now, some of these can get really complex. Like, for example, we can start to create something that looks like, or more to the point, instead of a compound word, 2 words put together, compound, 2 words put together, cupcake, cheesecake. How about if we were to do something like this? Okay, and give me a second. I'm trying to draw quickly because I don't want to bore you guys to death, but I have to draw well enough so that you all understand what this is. Okay, now this one might be a little tricky. And again, it can get pretty complex depending on what it is that you wish to communicate. So give me a second, guys, okay? And if you haven't figured it out, that's okay. So let me go on over here and then maybe put something like this in so you can have a way better idea of what I'm trying to do over here, guys, okay? Okay, guys, so what do you think? I can not, and the C, or AC. So I know we have I as in optical, not as in myself, or I as in myself can not see. I cannot see. So this is a rebus. So again, Diana, thank you for being patient. Color your awesome cerebus, I believe, cerebus. Drawing and dragging, and continue to do some awesome work. And once you're done with that, you can start your rebus. And we can start very simple. By that I mean compound words like cupcake, cheesecake, and then we'll go on to something like I cannot see. And then you'll illustrate things like, or we're going to create a poem. This is actually called, the unit is called Poem and Illustration, a poem and illustration. But in short, thank you so much, Diana, for being patient with me. And Tasha and Mariana, if you're bored with the hybrid project, work on the rebus. But I won't sit here and lie to you. Number one, I was not pleased to hear you say we've done this. Had you listened to the... Had you listened, had you viewed the YouTube video and presentations, I commented on that fact. I'm well aware of it, girls. I am. Again, Diana, thank you for being patient. Mariana, and again, Tasha, work on the rebus. But I won't sit here and lie to you. I can only enter grades for Diana's class, which is Mrs. Fanning's 303. I cannot enter grades for Mr. Salgado's nor Mrs. Solis's class. So no need to remark. Tasha, no need to remark, Mariana. As I said, I can only enter grades for 303. Okay, 5th grade. Be safe.